Retelling the human story is vital today because if we want to start grappling with the way we're living on the planet and how we're living with each other, we need to know who we are. And we can't know who we are as individuals if we don't understand who humanity is. Because ultimately, what we learn in non-duality is that things are not separate anyway. Everything is interconnected, even through this thing that we call time. So we need to start really diving into who are we? And fortunately, all of us are helping. There is fabulous new information coming to us from archaeology and also from all the indigenous people on the planet who remember who they are because they are still part of their ancestral community from the beginning of time. So it's important to understand that history did not start with civilization. This is what we're taught in school. And actually, if you kind of look at the history that they teach us in school, it's really literally just the history of wars. It's not the history of people. It's whoever had, invented the best new weapon and managed to conquer as many people as possible. No wonder we're messed up if we're taught that's who we are. But broaden the time frame that you're putting this in. Move us all the way back into deep, deep, deep history, and we can kind of see better who we are as human beings and as each of us a human being living on the planet. We have been around in our exact DNA configuration for 80,000 years, 100,000 years. Easy. It's easily been that long. But if you go even back further than that, you'll find that evolution works in small steps and small changes, and every single iteration of us has been complete and total. So you go back 200,000 years and we're not that different. We can really easily imagine our ancestors back to 1,000,000 years ago. And when we put ourselves in this deep, deep time frame, it's actually very relaxing because we can just kind of start to see ourselves as part of the natural world which created us. We grew inside and with the forests of Africa, they say. We grew, but we know we came from this natural world, right? And the thing about human beings is that we became this immensely social animal that took care of each other so well that we were able to evolve these big, big brains that we have today. Because you have to really be able to take care of each other in order to be as weak and useless as human beings are. We can't run fast. We have very awkward bodies. We're literally not the best at anything except maybe thinking. And it's even possible for thinking to go very, very wrong. And that's the story that we need to look at when we're studying non-duality, because human beings lived just completely in touch with nature to the degree that we were able to walk around the entire planet and live in every possible ecosystem, live in harmony with that ecosystem, and even as an aid to that ecosystem. And then all of a sudden, we went crazy. Not that long ago, maybe about 4,000 years ago, when this thing that we call civilization started. Because that's when we started imagining that we were separate from the world to the point where we could own the world. That's what we call agriculture, right? When people started owning property enough to grow things that they then felt they owned. Sidebar, what we're starting to find out now is that indigenous people all over the whole world actually had what we should call agriculture for hundreds of thousands of years, because they assisted plants in growing, and they assisted herds of animals in thriving, and lived within that without anybody owning a piece of land. So we started owning things, and then we started having hierarchies where people were better than other people and higher than other people and owned more things than other people. And it's just led to total madness. And that's what we're in now. But if we're going to talk about all of this in the context of non-duality, what we're trying to do is get back to that original self of the person who lived harmoniously within their tribe and within the earth. That intelligence is still alive in each of us in our DNA. That's actually the thing that drives us all day long. This separate mind that has grown up and feels like it's this huge veil in front of our eyes is tiny and easy to break. This is the story of non-duality, how to break the hold that this so-called false self has on us. The reason that non-dual teachings have not been very effective with people, and let's be honest, it's not, right? I mean, you can study and study and study non-duality and not get it. I mean, in the East, they have societies that are based on the fact that people expect to search for lifetimes. So it hasn't been very effective in waking people up. And the reason for that is the context that it's put in. It's put in the context that this is an amazing happening that happens to us, enlightenment. But that's not what it is at all. And even all the enlightened people keep trying to say, hey, it's just coming back to normal. It's coming back to your natural self. It's dropping the false self and coming to the natural self, right? We're going back to that ancient human. That's what we're naturally designed to be. So let's rewrite this story of who we are, and then we rewrite the story of how we become fully ourselves, a totally natural, awake human being, all living our lives the way we were meant to